Sao Paulo. What a city.
In 1920, Sao Paulo's population was 579,000. But that in 1940, it was more than doubled, 1,330,000. That the rate of increase between 1930 and 1934 was higher than Los Angeles, Detroit, Chicago, or New York.
Sao Paulo is not only Brazil's largest city, it is also the largest city in South America. 11 million people live in this booming metropolis. And just to give you an idea of how big that is, an estimated 8 million people live in New York City, the nation's financial hub.
It's money that moves this city and drives the entire nation's economy.
São Paulo is known as the Brazilian New York, the city that never stops. But there is something that makes this city stop.
Miles and miles of stationary traffic. This is Sao Paulo. It's rush hour. Cars are everywhere. It's a whole city on wheels.
We have 7 million cars. 7 million. We don't have space.
It has an impact on the cost of living in Sao Paulo. Become more expensive. You know, economic activities, delivery of goods. This has a major impact in the city because if you have a truck and this truck cannot make more than 6 to 8 deliveries instead of 15 to 20, you need 2 trucks.
Is today the leading industrial city in Latin America. Starting at Santos early in the 16th century, a handful of Jesuit priests laboriously ascended about 2,500 feet of the precipitous escarpment known as the Serra do Mar. On the plateau above, at the Indian village of Piratininga, they established a mission. On January 25, 1554, these hardy pioneers celebrated their first Mass. It was the anniversary day of the conversion of St. Paul, and hence the new city was christened St. Paul, or as they say in Brazil, São Paulo.
It was on the top of this hill that the city was founded, at this moment called São Paulo of Piratininga. Piratininga was the name of this river, and it meant dry fish river. In the rain seasons the river overflowed and occupied this whole area. When the water lowered, many fish were caught and ended up dying. That attracted ants, and after them came the anteaters, and that's the new name of the river, the Anteaters River, which is Tamanduatei River. When the Portuguese Jesuits arrived, they settled in the privileged location found by the natives in a plain area between the two rivers Tamanduatei and Anhangabaú. For almost 300 years, the city's existence depended on these two rivers, but today most don't notice their existence. The headwaters of the Tamanduatei River is located in a park called Santa Luzia in the city of Mauá. but it looks very different in the city of Sao Paulo. The design intervention will be in the most critical flood point in the city, where the Tamanduatei River, now the canal, meets Tietê River. The Tamanduatei River is an affluent of the Tietê River and is between two major avenues that make the access between the CBD, the historic center, the food market, to the airport, factories and other cities. The daily average traffic is about 96,000 cars. A section through the city shows why this area is underdeveloped and neglected. The first design tactic is to remove the adjacent avenues and put them underground. Replace it to vegetation to increase the permeable area. The second design tactic is to design a sunken parks that could retain the river overflow. To figure how big the sunken parks needed to be, the volume and area was estimated. The design shape was considering the views and the existing occupation. The design concept doesn't stop here. It becomes a new urban model that looks to the future, when this area is no longer abandoned and flood is no longer a villain. The city can continue growing in a more sustainable way, respecting nature.